represents some 2.5 million of the 3 million public school teachers. They've approved funding for critical race theory. But we were told they're only studying that in law school. Bull. They voted to, quote, increase the implementation of critical race theory in K through 12. They've conveyed their support to join with, quote, Black Lives Matter at school and the Zen Education Project. You know who Howard Zinn is? He is a historian who's made the argument that America got prosperous because America stepped on, you name it, Native Americans, blacks, browns, continues to do so. The resolution also promised to study the, quote, empire, white supremacy, anti-blackness, anti-indigeneity, racism, patriarchy, hysteropatriarchy, capitalism, ableism, and anthropocentrism. They also passed a resolution to research the organizations who oppose critical race theory, including grassroots parents' organizations, and provide operative resources for attacking them. Now, if you don't think there has been a case made for vouchers after this, I don't know what will. Apparently, you're not going to be able to stop your kids from learning about critical race theory, so maybe you can perhaps get your kid into a school where they don't do this kind of nonsense. Critical race theory. I'm in California. 75% of the black kids cannot read at state levels of proficiency, and we're going to inject critical race theory. How about teaching them how to read, write, and compute at grade level? Is this thing on? 50% of all the kids in California altogether, cannot read at state levels of proficiency. And this is what they're doing. Spending more money than ever, more resources than ever, and it goes up every year here in California because it's attached to the state budget. 25% roughly of the state budget automatically goes to education every single year. Every single year the budget goes up. So therefore, every single year more money is spent on education. And look at the results. And this is what these people are doing. I've told you about the percentage of public school teachers who have their own school-age kids in private school. 44%, according to a study some years ago, of Philadelphia public school teachers have their own school-age kids in private schools. 39% of public school teachers in Chicago do. And around 28% of teachers, Los Angeles Unified Public School District, have their own kids, school-age kids in private school, as opposed to 10% of American families nationwide and 6% of black families nationwide. So that means here in L.A., public school teachers are roughly 3 times more likely to have their own kids in private school than non-public school teachers, and 5 times more likely to have their own kids in private schools than black families. What does that tell you? And you wonder why there's inequality. How in the hell do you expect there to be inequality if you don't get a quality education, which is the foundation towards getting to the middle class? What did the left-wing Brookings Institution say? 3 steps. The millennial sequence millennial sequence. Number 1, finish high school. Number 2, don't have a kid until you get married. Number 3, get a job, keep the job, don't quit that job till you get another job. You will not be poor. But step 1, at least finish high school, presumably one where the students can read, write, and compute at grade level. And now they're embracing critical race theory.